Welcome back to the Fundamentals Podcast, where we talk all things related to sports from a fan's perspective. Hey, man, how's it going?
Oh, it's going good. It's going good, man.
Going good, man. I know
Yes,
you've been
sir.
did you see that trash last night, man? That Monday Night Football game last night?
They had a game last night.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it
Oh.
much of a game.
I mean, I saw Green Bay's practice.
Yep, that is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
best way. That is the best way to
I thought it was.
state
I
that.
thought it was crazy because I was like, man, supposed to be Monday Night Football. I just see Green Bay practicing right now. I
Yeah,
didn't know
right. That's
what
all
was
it
going
was.
on because
Yeah, that was ugly. That. I don't even know why they kept that in the Monday night slot, man. They
they
could have
probably
put.
thought it was gonna be a better game, but
Well, we're talking about the Saints as of late. Yeah, that ain't we ain't talking about much.
but TV deals already been done. They probably looking at it the
Yeah,
same way, like, man, we
yeah,
wish we could just. I mean, next week probably gonna be the same thing.
yeah.
Lions,
You right.
49ers. So
Yeah,
there it
you
is.
you
I saw the little
you.
thing. I said, oh, they gonna have this on TV too.
It's gonna be. And then the Niners already said who ain't playing, and you might as well just say that y'all ain't got nobody playing.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah,
figured it's about time for us to just pack it in.
just
I mean,
just shut it
like I,
down.
like I told you on Sunday, I feel like it's just the perfect time to just go ahead and chalk up your L's, pack it in. You know what I'm
Work on the
saying?
rebuild.
Work on the rebuild. Well, retool. I
Yes,
don't think
well,
we really
regroup.
need to rebuild. We need to
Yeah,
regroup.
regroup. Yeah, yeah,
We need to get healthy. We need to get healthy. We need to do some retooling. Like,
yeah, yeah,
might have to go ahead and you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and drop these next few games possibly. Get you a little
get
bit
a
better
decent pick.
draft pick.
Yeah, yeah,
And really, we need to work on our offensive line, find a new defensive coordinator, a defensive coach or whatever,
yeah,
uh, and work
yeah.
on that offensive line, bro. Because that offensive line, Brock Purdy, that man be
Yeah,
running for his life every single time.
that's
So
true. All
we
you
need,
got is a left tackle.
yeah, we ain't got Trent Williams. We bad off. So we need to
Yeah,
work on that and then
hmm
really get healthy a lot. We really need to get healthy and
yeah,
hopefully get a full off season with everybody, you
hmm
know, locked in. Not
yeah,
everybody out here holding out because you ain't got your contract or any
and
dumb,
all that.
you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
That off season stuff, keep it. I mean that off the field stuff, hey, front office stuff, yeah,
Drama.
play
The
ball,
the
man,
yeah,
play ball.
it delays the progress of the team. Yeah, it
And it
delays the
throws you
progress of
off.
the.
Throws your
Yeah,
timing off. Throws the quarterback's
yeah,
timing off with you, like quarterback and
hmm
receivers, the offensive line. Like Trent Williams, yeah, we know you can just get in and kind of move how you move because you the best lineman, you
yeah,
know, but at the
yeah.
same time, man, it's just a lot of chemistry issues.
Right,
Like this year, we seen it's just too much of that, too much self-inflicted wounds, too many penalties. Things like that is just discipline,
right.
and they really need to clean that up. Otherwise,
I
we're gonna have
agree.
another season like last year, like this year.
Yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah. I agree. I agree, man. When you look at what the 49ers have been able to do over the last, we'll say, 3 seasons, and then you look at this season,
hmm
it's definitely time to regroup and retool certain things. Um,
yep,
on paper, realistically, y'all are good on paper.
oh yeah,
But at the same time, when you include the things of not being healthy, and then you include the things with the off the field with people wanting contracts and holdouts, it
yep,
does have an effect on the long term goals.
yep,
So, like you said, if they can get those things addressed and retool, they can come out and be a better team.
yeah,
Now, since I am a Rams fan, I like to make it clear that um, this is a sports podcast, so I try to be very fair and open. Now, do I want the 49ers to be good? No, absolutely not. But I am a realist, and on
mm,
paper, they're
yeah.
good, and if they can retool some things, they'll be fine.
I mean, yeah,
And so they have one of the better teams in terms of roster when it's healthy and functioning without the off season things.
yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
think.
at the end of the day, like, you just want to see good football. I
Yeah,
mean, who
yeah, yeah.
doesn't want to watch good football? Everybody doesn't. Like, I don't want to see the Rams win, but I would love to see a good game whenever they play a good game. I mean, I just
Yeah.
like to see good football.
Good
If it don't,
football. Yeah.
if it ain't coming to the 49ers, then every other team, I just like, well, I mean, the Cowboys, I just love to see the Cowboys
Oh gosh,
lose, period.
that's the thing.
It
I
doesn't
was
matter if they play good football. I don't care. Um,
you you know what I
but
was
yeah.
really excited about? I was really excited because I went into a Dollar General today and I had this
Hmm.
hat on. And the guy only saw a part of it. And he goes, "Is that a Dallas Cowboys hat?" And I said, "Absolutely not. I hate the Cowboys." And he goes, "Okay, good." And then a guy online goes, "Yeah, me too." And then another guy in line goes, "Yeah, I don't like them either." And I was like, "Yes, I am in the right." You got to think we're we're in Texas, so when you get that many and they say that,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's exciting. It's invigorating. It's you know what I
Oh
mean? You
yeah,
feel
you
this.
get pumped
You're
up
like,
like, oh, there's
yeah, you're
life.
like high
There's
five. You know what
there's
I mean?
real people out here for real,
Yeah.
like real people. We ain't got no robots.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like
Yeah,
it's yeah,
yeah.
yeah, definitely, man. What are your thoughts on the on the MVP race? Well, I mean, what are you thinking, man? Because um you last time we talked, you talked about recency bias and
Hmm.
you was explaining that's part of why nobody really wants to see Lamar as a clear cut winner. I'm not saying he's a clear cut winner.
I don't think
But
there's a clear
to
cut winner right now.
I don't think he
Be
is,
honest,
but to say that that Allen is kind of, you know what I
it's
mean? Like
wrong.
I have issue with that. That's wrong. And they're saying well Allen's doing it by himself. James Cook, if I'm not mistaken, has 14 touchdowns this year and over 1,000 yards rushing.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I'm sure
He's got help. Yeah,
he's got help. There's
there's
a
a running
running
game.
game there.
He just
So
outshines everything else typically, but
right.
yeah, they have a running game. That boy been cooking. No
Yeah.
pun intended.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's been a workhorse too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, I still feel like it's just I think that you got favoritism to a
Yeah.
point to also because like I mean just think about it over the past I don't know how many years they're really the only criticism most people had of Josh Allen was this he turns the ball over too much.
Yeah, because he had
But
17 interceptions last
yeah,
year.
but you know what I'm saying? But he's always and often been talked about as being one or one of or two of, the best quarterbacks in the league right now.
Right.
I mean, you talk about Lamar Jackson, he comes with a lot of flack. You know what I'm saying? He
Hmm.
can't never get it done in the big game type things. He can't do this in the playoffs. He got all the excuses in the world, all the criticism in the world of
World.
him.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
you look at Josh Allen. All your only criticism was he turns the ball over too much.
Yeah.
But everybody would still pick him over almost any other quarterback in the league, even
Hmm.
though he doesn't have a good playoff record either. I mean,
Nope.
you know what I'm saying?
Well,
He's
yeah.
not beating Patrick Mahomes. He's come close. He hasn't
Yeah.
beaten Patrick Mahomes in the
No.
playoffs. He hasn't gone to the AFC championship game. You, so you're looking at like, okay, so it seems like it's more favorite. People like Allen more than they
Allen.
like
Yeah. Then they
Lamar.
like Lamar.
You
And
know, because Lamar's numbers are stellar, are
yeah. Oh yeah.
spectacular.
Absolutely. You know how hard it is to do
He's
40
only got 4 picks
touchdowns
all
and
year.
4 picks all year. The thing is, I think that, and I hate to blame like media because I mean, I guess technically we're part of media since we do a podcast, but
We don't get paid.
um, we don't get
We don't
right,
get paid.
right, exactly. But it was a guy on TikTok and he brought up some things and he played film from this past weekend of Josh Allen and Josh Allen threw an interception and
Hmm.
the commentator said um like referred to it as basically a punt because he said, "Oh yeah, it puts them in bad field position because the guy came out of the end zone and he was down on the one, and he
Mm-hmm.
basically referred to it as an arm punt, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then but when obviously it was different commentators, but when Lamar threw an interception on Saturday, it was like they made it pretty clear that he threw
Mm-hmm.
an interception and it was a bad. Like it's one of those things where they word things differently when
Mm-hmm.
Lamar does it
Yep.
versus when you know what I mean. Like,
Yep.
and I hate to be like such a stickler on that, but like I said, I've only just wanted to see the playing table even. Now, if people want to complain that Lamar shouldn't have won it last year, I mean, I guess we could say that, but also don't say that Josh Allen is better simply because you don't think Lamar should have won
Exactly.
it last year. Because
Exactly.
like they're both doing really well, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the numbers, because you can't pick and choose. The numbers indicate that Lamar is doing better,
Yeah.
right? He
Yeah.
has 3 more touchdown passes. I think it's 3 less interceptions, a higher
QBR.
QBR, higher percentage rate, higher efficiency, and if people have actually watched, that's another thing. People don't watch and then they just go look at numbers. If you watch,
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen's offensive line has been stellar. Um, when you look at what Lamar Jackson's offensive line has looked like, it hasn't been that great. I mean, it's kind of starting to gel now,
Mm-hmm.
but even when you look at their losses, 2 of those games are not on Lamar for sure. Like you can argue,
Yeah.
that
Most of the time, it's defense for
it
them.
was the defense that was
Yeah.
giving up like drives, like
Mm-hmm.
the defense was the big issue.
Yeah.
I think over the last 2 weeks they've kind of cleaned that up a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
they've made some moves to change that. But I just don't like that they want the clear cut winner to beat Josh Allen
Oh
simply
yeah. The
because
media.
Lamar won it
The
last year.
media. I think a lot of times media does push narratives. Um, that was something I was watching today when they were talking about it. I think it was today when I was watching First Take. They were talking about Lamar Jackson, and they brought up something that like, he's thrown only 4 interceptions, right?
Hmm.
But it was something like the 4 interceptions that he threw. It's kind of like, do you really blame him? Because it
Yeah,
wasn't like a clear cut interception that he just literally threw. Is like
right.
either receiver dropped the ball or
Drop the
tipped the
ball. Yeah, it
ball or
tipped off
something
the
like
yeah.
that.
Hmm.
So he really could be 40 touchdowns, 0 picks this whole entire year.
Right.
But
Realistically.
I think the media does a lot of that. They push a narrative. They kind of push to who they kind of want.
Right.
That's how I look at it sometimes. I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, it's media's fault, but it is a lot of propaganda that comes to that. It's like you watch it and you like you said, the way they word things when they talk about Lamar Jackson versus when they talk about Josh Allen. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Josh Allen has been turnover prone his whole entire career until
Up
this
up
season.
to this season. Right. Exactly.
And, they don't have that same type of criticism. He hasn't gone deep into the playoffs either. But when it
Right.
comes to Lamar Jackson, is he can't do it in the playoffs. Well, tell me when Josh Allen has done it. I
Yeah.
don't know a time that he's been playing in the Super Bowl. I don't
Right.
even know the
Exactly.
time that he played in the AFC Championship game.
Championship
So,
game. Right.
so so where is the line going to be drawn, or where is the playing field going to be evened out at? Because
Yeah.
on the playing field, when you're looking at stats, they're both of them are doing stellar, but Lamar
Right. Yeah.
Jackson is clear cut has better stats.
Right.
But
Exactly.
my other issue is, even when we're doing it right now, we talking about Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. Ain't
Why
nobody
are
said
we?
nothing about Saquon.
But I was
He's
just
so close
so
to get ready to break the single season rushing record.
record. Yep.
Granted, I put an asterisk on it because there's 2 more games than what they used to have back in the day when it was
Right.
set. So,
Right.
but it's never, nonetheless. It's about to
It's
be.
still
It's
the
close to
record.
being
It's going to be
broken.
broken, right?
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many touchdowns he has this year, but did you see what he did? Even
14
though,
or 15, 4, I think it's 14.
but then you watch out how he played. Even the other day, they were playing without Jalen Hurts.
Hurts, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
he was still creating offense for them boys. It's like, but we're stuck on this quarterback
Yep.
topic. Look, you know, it's literally a quarterback topic when you talk about the MVP, and it's just like, what, really? Like,
Yeah.
we talk about Lamar Jackson, how good he has done,
Right.
but then you look at Derrick Henry had 162 yards rushing on Saturday. It makes it easy for Lamar Jackson. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like,
That too.
duh,
Yeah.
running backs get left out. We don't talk much about receivers being in unless you like literally blowing the doors off.
Jamar
And
Chase
even
would
then,
be, if you look at Jamar Chase's numbers,
Jamar
I think
Chase,
he has
exactly.
15 touchdowns this year. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
yeah,
his numbers
with
are
like
stellar.
103 receptions
His numbers are
for
stellar. You
for
you
1,500 yards right now.
you can even go back to when Tyreek Hill a couple of seasons ago who was blowing the doors out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Threatening to set the single season record for
Record.
receiving yards. And it's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, it's a cool topic to talk about. It's almost like, well, we're gonna give it to the quarterback, but it's cool to every now and then talk about the others. But it's
Yeah.
usually just the quarterbacks, and
Yeah.
it's just to be honest, how I feel, I'm looking at it from the standpoint. If I was to say who would be my MVP, unfortunately, I still would kind of be like it probably would be Lamar Jackson,
Mhm.
but I kind of almost don't even know because I'm looking at what Saquon has done, and I'm like, I'm kind of wanting to see that. You know what I'm saying?
If
I want to see history's about to be made with him. You know what I'm saying?
if it's gonna be a regular season, if it's gonna be a regular season award for most valuable player, and I had a vote,
Hmm.
honestly, like today, like if I had to vote
Hmm.
today, I would vote Saquon Barkley.
That's kind of like how I feel right now. You know what I'm saying?
If I had
If
to
we
vote today, I
Saquon
would vote
one,
Saquon Barkley.
I would
Saquon
say
Barkley.
Saquon one, Lamar two, Josh Allen three. That's
And
me
where would you put
personally.
Derrick Henry?
He would probably be fourth. He would
Okay,
probably be fourth only because I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been a couple of weeks where I
that's a
haven't
toss up.
seen much of
Right,
Derrick Henry do a whole bunch.
that's
He
fair.
he gets a little bit of yards here and there, but it's it comes at the you know how the offense is running that day for
Right,
them. On
right.
top of that, if they are down, they're gonna throw the ball. And
Yeah,
it ain't like they got this 14-1 record or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I would
that's true.
probably put him fourth just because Lamar Jackson, and that's because I will give credit where credit is due. Lamar Jackson has been extremely stellar. A lot
Right.
of it has been probably due because of Derrick Henry, but a lot of times you see Derrick
But a lot
Henry,
of Derrick Henry is from
and
Lamar
he's
Jackson.
getting, yeah, and then a lot of times when you see Derrick Henry kind of shake loose and start breaking out, it comes late in the game. He got a big run, two big runs or whatever. And it kind of that's how his breakout game's been because
That's true.
unfortunately Derrick Henry's hindered by play calling most of the time. You got somebody
Mm,
like Lamar Jackson in the backfield. They're going to use
mm,
Hill every now and then.
yeah,
And when they go run, they don't really run in the Derrick Henry type of way. It's kind of more, they gotta
yeah.
they gotta spread a little bit sometimes. Sometimes they line up with Lamar Jackson under the center.
Right.
But it's just they don't run Derrick Henry like you would run a bell cow running back.
Yeah,
You will see him get his 15, 16, 20 something touches every now and then. But then there's a lot of games where I didn't seen Derrick Henry spend a whole bunch of time on the sideline the whole first half. You gave him 5 carries and it's like it's not his fault, but
right,
he
right.
just kind of a product of your the way your team is working right now.
Yeah,
So and then I will give props to Josh Allen for keeping the turnovers down, which is
yeah.
my biggest
That's big.
criticism.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
been mine.
saying?
And
And
yeah,
and and I do give him props that he's been doing it with, not the best receiving core, but they're serviceable, and he has a great running. He has a pretty good running back behind him. So,
Yeah,
I give Josh Allen his props. His numbers are good. Lamar Jackson's numbers I feel are better, and then I feel Saquon doing what he's doing has probably been the most valuable to the league. I mean, for a
right.
team because he's coming to a team that didn't look very good running or passing last year. You know what
That's
I'm
true.
saying?
That's
Now
true.
this year, now this year with Saquon, they have
Yeah,
been a whole nother dynamic. And it's not like they've been throwing the ball lights out. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's
that's
not
true.
like the passing game has been the reason why Saquon's getting off. No, Saquon's been getting off, so it's been helping them throw the ball more. Cause,
Yeah,
'cause
absolutely,
you know what I'm saying? I was
absolutely.
just about to say because recently, just the past 2 weeks, weren't they just talking about Brown being fed up that he ain't getting the ball?
Ball, yeah, that is true. That was a whole argument. I
Yep.
agree. I agree 1,000%, man. When you get down, when you really get down to the nitty gritty, like I said, if we're gonna be doing this award for regular season most valuable
Mm-hmm.
player, it's hard to leave Saquon out of the conversation.
Oh
But
yeah.
yet, here and still, they keep doing it
Yep.
because I mean, ultimately, as you can see over the past years it is a quarterback award.
Yep.
Um, Now, what I
Yep.
will say is, you know, one of the things that I do find that's interesting is how the media continues to maintain. Look, we know what Patrick Holmes has done in the past,
Mm-hmm.
but there's so many people that still feel like he is right now in the league. Like we're talking about this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many people that feel like Patrick Mahomes is that guy this year, right? And one of the things I find interesting is it fair? And look, do I think the NFL is rigged? No, absolutely not, right? But it's hard to believe there's not some form of love affair for Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes,
Like
there is.
it's
Yes,
hard to
there
believe.
is.
Like it's standing hard. They're not even hiding it anymore.
Bro, they are not. I will tell you, it's gotten to the point. The funniest thing I just seen, I don't know if I sent it to you, it was an Instagram post. But this guy was saying that over the he finally became a Chiefs fan. It was funny as heck. So he ordered his little jersey. Say he ordered his first Chiefs jersey or whatever.
Yeah.
Got his little package, put it down on the table or whatever, and he opened up the package and stuff like that. And this mug pulled out a referee jersey, put it on, started
Oh
watching the
wow.
game, and then threw a flag in the middle of the thing. And I was just like,
Yeah.
it ain't just me. It ain't just a
Yeah.
couple of people that are seeing that they are getting
And
a
literally
lot of calls
everybody. Yeah.
that other teams don't be getting, and they come in opportune time.
Yeah.
Hey, hey,
Yeah.
I ain't no conspiracy. I ain't gonna say it's rigged, but I'm just gonna say it's very fishy.
It's very
It's
fishy.
very
It's
fishy.
very
And,
fishy.
and like we talked about the other day, other things that I just don't like, like when I text you and we was talking about Mahomes and his nice high ankle sprain injury.
Yeah. That takes 5 weeks to heal.
3 to 5 weeks to heal for a
Yeah.
normal person. I guess he's superhuman and bionic because
Yeah.
I ain't never heard of somebody that received a high ankle sprain and still never missed the practice all week long.
Long. Yeah. Exactly.
And then you're playing in a Saturday game, so it's not even a full week. You went through
Yeah.
full practices. You didn't have time to get off your feet, your legs to rehab or do
None
anything.
of that.
And then you're playing in a game on Sunday, running around like ain't no problem. Boy, them
Yeah.
painkillers they got are amazing.
Hey,
Unless
look,
you on some PEDs,
I
I
saw some
ain't
I saw somebody after that game. I saw somebody put on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, Twitter X.
Twitter. We're gonna call it Twitter. That's what we
It's
do
still
here.
Twitter to me. I
Yeah.
saw somebody put it's almost like Patrick Mahomes was never hurt. Like, right? So I'm like, okay, it ain't just me,
Yeah,
right?
it ain't.
I
We
I
all
don't.
are
It's
seeing this. We
yeah,
all are seeing this. These
Yeah.
things are usually what puts people down for weeks. So he's the one that got the magic potion
Right.
because
Exactly.
this ain't the
Him.
first time he done did something
Him.
like that. You remember the other was it a year or 2 years ago where he came and he was supposedly had this big bad injury, but he
Injury
playing in and you playing in games and you're moving in these games and you got
games.
this.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Come on,
Couple
man.
seasons ago. Yep.
Look, man. Look, man. I ain't saying that I'm, you know, I ain't saying
Yeah.
nothing, but I'm saying something. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Exactly. Exactly. Now let me ask you this. We were texting each other, and we wanted, you had asked me about
Oh
gambling and
yeah,
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 gambling in sports, and has gambling affected sports?
yes, sir.
Um, so here's my take on it. I do gamble, Prize Picks. Holla at your boy. Um, but it's not to that extent, right? It's just
Mhm,
a pick here, a pick there, five here, five there, but
mhm.
not even every week. Maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe a handful of
Right.
times
I
this
mean, you know
season,
what I'm
right?
saying?
Yeah.
Gamble
Not
responsibly.
right. Um, Here's the thing. Gambling in sports has been a thing a long
Yes,
time.
it
It's
has.
just become legal
Mhm.
in certain states, right? I mean, we could go back to the Pete Rose days. That's why he was banned for betting on his
Yep.
own team, which I still think he should be in the Hall of Fame because he was betting
Yeah,
on
that got
himself
nothing.
to
Yeah,
win.
and that
Yeah.
has nothing to do with his performance.
Yeah, exactly. That too, right? Um, Betting has always been a thing. Now, what I will say is, I don't think the players necessarily, no, I can't say all the players. I can, I don't, I would like to think that majority of the players aren't concerned with the fantasy football and the sports betting and all of that. Do we know of some players that will literally do things on purpose? Mostly I see that in the NBA where there are certain players that won't shoot another shot if they're winning just to
Mhm.
keep it on the under to make people lose their over, right? Um, we know KD has done that before, right? He's even, put on X about that and laughed about it, right? Um, right, but I don't think it's had as much effect as the promotion, the promotion of the sports gambling. Now
Mhm.
every commercial is a sports gambling commercial, and it's kind of turned it into an addiction. And I think what
Mhm.
has happened is, I think when people are gambling, they're more focused on the gambling aspect versus the product aspect. And what I mean is, doesn't matter what the product looks like as long as my bet is winning. That makes
I can see
sense.
that. Makes
Yeah.
sense. I understand that. Yep.
What are your
And
thoughts?
well, to a degree, I agree. And then at the same time, I think it's still because it's been legalized, it kind of can plague the game. Here's what brought it up, right? What brought my thought process up to it.
Okay.
Gambling it is what it is. Because, like you said, it's been in sports for years. I mean,
Right.
legal or illegal, been illegal for a long time. So
Yeah.
it's been in sports for years. The thing was, it was a YouTube short that had
Okay.
said that talked about players this player like players messing up their parlay or whatever. So it
Okay.
was a YouTube short and it showed Donovan Mitchell
Mhm.
and he made this little spin move. He was going up for a layup literally at the rim and then at the last second he throws a pass to the corner for dude was in the corner for a three. So
Okay.
basically, you passed up an open layup that you were literally there to do, and then you throw the ball over, and he throws it out of bounds.
Okay.
So, and then this thing it was
Okay.
talking about players messing up people's parlay. You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't you normally take that layup and
Layup.
score
Right.
versus a sure bucket? Because he was literally he had a sure bucket, and he threw the ball out of bounds or whatever. And then the other thing that kind of was weird about it, I seen it pop up on YouTube, and then later on, like a couple of days later down the road, I was seeing I was searching for it I was gonna send you the clip,
Okay.
and but it said there was like a YouTube video or whatever, an Instagram post where it says Donovan Mitchell apologizes for, I guess, passing up on a layup or something like that.
For what?
But when I clicked on the video, the post was taken down.
Oh.
So
Question mark, question mark, question
yeah,
mark.
so that's what posed the question. Do you think, what I'm saying? Like, I feel yes and no. Like you said, most of the time when I think about gambling and how it affects like the game, I don't really think players for the most part. Refs, we know that in the NBA, the refs definitely have done it. That's
Yes.
what the one ref that came out about it, and he got
Yeah.
and then I know in the NFL, I mean, come on.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, come on
No.
now.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
some calls are so egregious that they either miss or don't make.
Right.
They miss or they make that, like it's just like, come on. You won't even get that to the other team, but you'll get it to this team, or you missed this
Yeah.
call. Like
Yeah.
how many times is the Kansas City Chiefs offensive lineman gonna false start before y'all decide calling it?
Right. Yeah. No, yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
No,
It's
absolutely.
So it's just like, but let it be the other team. You calling that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's
Things
true.
like that make you wonder how much
You
has
gotta question
gambling.
it.
It's impacting the game. Like
Right.
how much of it is. Like for me, I'm kind of one of these people. Players gamble. We know that. We know they're gonna gamble. I don't have a problem with players gambling and betting on games.
Right.
My only thing is the only problem I would have is you shouldn't be able to bet on your sport. You can go bet if you're
Yeah,
an NFL
absolutely.
player, go bet on NBA games, NHL, MLB,
Right.
whatever. But not on the NBA, not on the NFL. Don't bet on
Right.
NFL because that's
Right.
your sport. You
Which they're
could
not allowed
literally
to do. Yeah.
exactly. You could literally change the narrative or whatever an outcome of a game, or you got some insights or whatever,
Right.
But I kind of feel it's kind of half and half, glass half empty, half full type thing with me. Like I think
Yeah.
some parts of it, yeah, because I'm looking at like calls have gotten so bad, and I mostly put it like on in the refs
Yeah.
more than
Oh
the
yeah.
players, like because calls have gotten so bad. NBA especially have gotten
Oh, did you
so
see that? Did
bad.
you see the Wembyamba one the other day?
You have to remind me. I might have.
It was yes, I want to say it was last night or the night before. But who was it? I can't remember who it was. But Wembyamba flopped. Like I mean, it was so bad. Like
No, I didn't see
it was
that.
it was so bad, and the ref ejected. I can't remember who it was that they ejected. They ejected him like out the game. That's how bad the flop. The flop was
Oh
where they
wow.
ejected the other player.
Oh
Well, they went back and
wow.
reviewed it, and he was allowed to return, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I looked at the play, and I'm like, I guess in real time, maybe you could think that was super bad, but like just the way Wimbyama like threw his body, like I mean,
He
and
should have got
he
a
threw
technical foul.
he threw his body like he threw himself like far, like on the floor, slide, all of that, right? And I remember thinking like that by far, literally by far, was the worst flop I had ever seen. Like, and so
By
when I
far?
by far, by
By
far,
far.
I'm gonna send you the video. I'm gonna find it and send it to you.
That
All
far.
right? Yeah.
Even worse than the Chris Bosh fake elbow that he acted and
Hey,
reacted super late to. Didn't even get hit. Did worse than that?
dude, that I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you. But it was so bad, and I was like, it makes me wonder, like, uh, are the is it at the point now where the refs are kind of like deer in the headlights and they kind of just don't know anymore, and they're just kind of like, we'll rely if they decide to
It seems
review it,
like
we'll
yeah,
rely on that.
It
right?
seems like make the call, we'll review it, and reverse the call. It's what it's kind of seeming like they do a lot of that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It is crazy because sometimes you see it and you be like, look, how did y'all not see that this happened or this didn't happen? Like, really, you call that? Like it,
right.
bro. And that's the thing. It's like the refs are affecting too many games.
Yeah, they
That's
are.
why it makes me
Well,
think that it's
that
something.
makes you wonder how much the refs are involved with gambling
Yep,
again,
exactly.
because we've seen it.
And then like just traveling in the NBA, bro. Like there's so many frequent flyer miles going out in the NBA,
Mm,
Doug.
yeah,
So it's just like, yeah,
yeah,
you boy, and
yeah.
it
It's bad, man.
boggles the mind, and this is the reason why you're talking about ratings being down. This is
Yeah,
like people don't like to see this mess. It's
mm,
trash. It's
yeah.
trash
It
basketball.
is.
The refs are impacting the game, and football just has the better they already have the more deeper rooted fan base than the
Hmm.
NBA. So football is going to consistently keep elevating as far as viewership and things like that because people
Right,
love football.
right, right,
Now,
right.
with the NBA, you've been doing this for so long and then all of a sudden you're starting to do this because your
Yeah,
game
it's
is
decline.
really bad. It's a
Yeah,
bad product, you know.
I I watched a clip and it was Rip Hamilton and the guy asked Rip. They said, what would your points look like if you today in the league? And he said, I'd probably I'd probably hit 5, 6 threes, have maybe 19 points, whatever on average. And they were like, really? And he was like, well, yeah, it's like no defense. I don't have to worry about a shot clock no more. Coaches don't worry about that no more. I just got to run around and get to an open area, get the ball and shoot. Like
Yeah.
that's
Literally, he
like
just nailed
that's
it right,
he nailed
right
it.
there.
Like he nailed it. He said, I'm not worried about the shot clock. I shoot it anytime I want during the shot clock. I just run around, get open, shoot.
It's crazy,
That's it.
bro. Like
Like the
literally
fundamentals are gone.
gone,
Like there's no
completely
plays being
shattered.
ran, nothing.
No,
Everybody
no.
just
Well,
free
like they
free
said
game.
though, like they were saying, I forgot who was talking about it the other day. I think it was like maybe Shaq and Barkley or whatever. Everybody runs the same play.
Everybody,
Like
same
everybody's
thing.
running the same thing. All it is
Yep,
pick and roll, shoot a three. That's all it is. Last
that's
night I
it.
watched Golden State play. Golden
Oh
State
yeah,
was
I watched
playing
that game. I can't remember who they were playing.
Indiana. Indiana.
It was
Golden
yeah,
State,
yeah, yeah.
Indiana. And I'm watching this game. Why am I sitting here, literally in the bed, watching the game, and I'm sitting here saying to myself, watch him pull a three right there. And right on cue, he pulls a three.
Here's the three.
And
Yep.
I ain't talking Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
like
everybody.
it's just everybody. And then they playing bad defense. They leaving people wide open. Like
Hmm.
I watched dude who just shooting threes in the corner like three
Yeah,
times in a
just
row.
yank them
Golden
up.
State didn't even try to even guard him. And I'm just
Yeah,
like, they're doing the same play over and over and over. And
over
the
and
guy's
over and
getting
over
left in
again.
the corner right there. There's
Yep.
nothing different about the game. There's nothing different about the plays they're running. Everybody
Nothing.
up top, somebody comes set to screen, they move
Yep.
off to the side, it's pass, three.
That's it.
Pass, three. You might get a dive to the rim, pass it to him. He may get a bucket or a layup. Somebody might
Right.
drive every blue moon, but then
Right.
it becomes pass, three. Pick and
Right.
roll, pass, three. Pick and roll, pass, three. And I'm just like, oh my God,
Right.
this is why the game's boring.
Yeah. That's it.
There's no
That's it.
creativity.
It's not
There's
it, like
no
we're not seeing no
creativity.
plays. We're not no back.
Analytics,
Uh I miss people
bro. It's
backing somebody down,
yeah,
turnaround jumper. I miss people
yeah.
being able to play defense like
Anal- Analytics have literally ruined sports to me.
oh yeah. So
It's
I'm glad
analytics that ruin sports.
you brought that
NBA,
up.
all they do. I was watching a clip where they were talking about. I think it was B.J. Armstrong was talking about it, and how he had to watch the game to try to figure out why do they think that the 3 point shot, a 2 point shot, mid range
Mhm.
2 point shot is a bad shot. In today's NBA, a 2 point shot is a bad
It's a
shot.
bad shot. Yep.
And
I don't
it's
understand it.
just like how is it's a higher percentage shot for
Shot,
one if you
yeah,
especially if you get it open because closer is going to be a higher percentage supposed to be anyway. Now if you're a bad shooter, you're just a bad shooter. But
yeah.
when you watch the games back in the '90s and stuff without that 3-point shot, and you watched
Hmm.
everybody use they had to use creativity to get open. They were taking regular 2-point jumpers. I mean, now it's just like if you take a jump shot, it's a bad shot. You need to take
Well,
a three, or put it in the paint. And it's just
well,
like a 3-point shot is a terrible shot unless
shot.
it's wide open.
Open, yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. Like, I often ask myself how much has analytics affected coaching? Because even when you look at like even like so, for example, when the Rams played the Jets this past weekend,
Mm-hmm.
there was a the Jets went for it. They were on their own like 35, and they went. It was like fourth and a long one, and they went for it. And the first thing brought up was analytical numbers would tell you the percentage of this would, and I'm like, how much did that influence that coach to say do that? Because that was such a bad decision. But
Yeah.
it happens so often in football today, where
Yes.
in that coaches nobody's gonna question that. Like nobody
Not
gonna
at all.
question it, right?
Not at
And
all.
the Rams immediately went out there. I want to say in 5 plays we scored a touchdown, right? It was clearly a terrible decision, but analytically it happens so much that nobody questioned that. So how
Yeah.
much does that alter coaching decisions? I don't know that
Quite a
even in
bit.
the NBA. I don't know how much coaches are involved because nobody's running play. It's get open, shoot the open three.
Yep.
That's
That's all
it.
they do. That's all they
That's
do. They
it.
run the same thing, shoot a open three, get open, shoot a open three, or shoot a three, come off a pick and roll, shoot a three. If it ain't a 3-point shot, you wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there
That's
watching
it.
the what you call. I'm watching the game, and I started watching the Pistons game too. Pistons and Lakers, the end of that. And I
Yeah.
saw this one boy from the Pistons. He just came down court and pulled up for a three. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, see, if that was me
Ain't no way.
coaching, immediately you'd have been on the
Mm-hmm.
bench
Yep.
immediately because he shot
Yep.
it like literally almost from half court.
Yeah.
And like
Just run up
you
the shot.
spent no time on the shot clock to shoot that shot.
Yep.
And like
But that's exactly what Rip Hamilton was
immediate,
saying.
yep, immediately you would have been on that bench right next to me,
Mm-hmm.
and that would have been it. That's
That's
how
it.
we coaching right now because I'm not gonna take that stupid bad shot. Like you're
Yeah.
not Steph Curry. I know he hasn't changed and revolutionized, but you can't shoot like him, so stop it.
Exactly.
If you're
Exactly.
not Steph Curry or Dame Lillard, you don't need to be shooting those damn half court shots. Like
Exactly.
really.
I agree. One
Or
thousand
Trey
percent.
Young. I'll put Trey Young in that category, but
I,
other than
I,
that, bro,
yeah.
mm,
Trey Young definitely can be part of that. But I'm just
I'm not for it in
I'm
general, but yeah.
yeah, exactly. I'm just of the generation of good defense, good ball play, uh,
Mm-hmm.
smart high percentage shots, which are twos in my opinion. Um,
Yes.
um, and just I don't know, we just are not seeing it. And here's the thing, it's not just it's not just like like people that don't even really fool with NBA like that are like, oh, this is kind of hard to watch. Like I'm seeing a lot of people say
Yep.
that this is hard to watch,
Yep.
and I don't. I have to agree as somebody that is a huge fan of
Mm-hmm.
basketball. Like it's just it's hard to watch. Period.
Yeah, it is. It's a hard watch. It's a hard watch, and not me and you, we sports fans, but I've always been a basketball.
Got it.
When it comes to what I love more,
Hmm.
basketball or football, I'm more of a basketball person.
Me too.
But
I watch
I
more
like
football now.
watching. I was about to say I like watching football more than I like watching basketball. Basketball
Yeah.
has become a terrible sell for me to watch.
Yeah.
Like I could watch football all day long, don't matter the team or whatever. I'll sit here all Sunday on the NFL Red Zone and I'm just watching games. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Now, of course, when the 49ers play, I'm zoned in on that game. Half
Hmm.
the time I'm getting pissed off. But that's a neither here nor there. Hey, not too much.
Right.
We ain't gonna do that today.
Oh
Gonna
God.
laugh. We ain't gonna laugh too hard today. It's Christmas Eve. We ain't gonna do that.
Christmas
Uh,
Eve.
uh,
It's Christmas
so,
Eve.
but but as much as I love basketball, bro, I find myself watching less and less of the sport,
Hmm.
and it sucks because I loved watching the sport. Like
Yeah.
tomorrow's Christmas, like we talked about it before. That's the
NBA
day for
games.
basketball,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at the matchups, and I'm like, these could be good matchups. Like
Yeah.
they really could be good
They could
matchups.
be. Yeah.
But what kind of product am I about to get?
Bingo. Exactly. Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you. Nah, I get it, man. I totally get it. And the thing is, like, when we think about like sports in general, my biggest fear is, like we said, we're watching more football now. Specifically, and we're talking about NFL. But like I told you, is the NFL going to get too greedy and oversaturate things? Because then you're getting where,
Yeah, that's the other
like,
thing. Yeah.
you're putting this game. I had to rant about that. Like, you're putting this game on a Saturday in the middle of the college football playoffs. Like, I have to watch the Baltimore game and the Texas game. The Baltimore Pittsburgh game and the Texas and Clemson game at the same time,
Bro, I literally missed the Baltimore game because I didn't
because
know
you
it
was
was on
watching.
TV. I was
Yeah,
watching Texas and Clemson, and I forget when you text me that Baltimore won. I was just like, they played. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's just like,
yeah.
why y'all just didn't keep that on Sunday?
Sunday, yeah.
It's like, what made you want to invade on? And like the NFL has kind of been doing this more and more over the last couple of years because I
Oh
started
yeah.
seeing near the end of the year they started putting these little Sunday football games in. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Now, it worked for a while because the college football playoffs weren't that big to
Yeah.
where how
It
it is
wasn't
now.
affecting. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
So,
And now you got
you
a
know,
12-team playoff. So
yeah, but
yeah.
me though, I'm thinking that, dog, so we got it on. Y'all want it? Is there a game tomorrow for the NFL?
There- There's two games tomorrow.
So, so you got to take Saturday, you got to take Sunday, and now you're trying to take Christmas.
Yeah.
I want to watch basketball.
I want
Technically,
to
I don't
watch
really want to watch
basketball.
nobody play no football right now. Look,
And on top of that, Baltimore just played. Baltimore just played Saturday.
Saturday.
Houston
There
just
ain't.
played, and now they got to play each other tomorrow. That's been what you
That
had
is
Sunday, Monday,
literally
Tuesday to rest. You
three
had 3 days to
days.
rest.
Come on, man. It's a more of a brutal sport. Y'all shouldn't be playing like that. Like they should
Yeah.
not be playing this week. They shouldn't be
Hmm.
playing on a Wednesday.
But
They
they
need
care
to be
about
playing
but
on
they care about player
Sunday.
safety. But they care about player
Right,
safety. So they
right.
care about
Didn't we
player
just
safety.
and poor Houston? They out. They without what's called Tank Dell again. So
Oh man, that gruesome injury too.
so it's just like, why? Why are y'all doing that? Why are y'all
Right,
doing that? Y'all are
right.
literally trying to saturate, like you said, saturate the market. I
Hmm.
don't want to watch football like any other day outside of Monday night and Sunday night. I don't want to watch the NFL.
I don't. Yeah, exactly.
NFL is strictly for Sunday and Monday night.
And the
The
Thursday
NBA
night
don't look.
games.
Hey, this is the crazy part. The NBA doesn't even put broadcasted games on TV unless you got NBA TV on a
Hmm.
Monday night when NFL football is on.
Yeah,
They don't even play games, and it's kind of crazy. They don't do it then. How many NBA games you seen on Thanksgiving?
exactly.
None. You know
Right.
why? Because it's saturated with football. This is what it's known for. That now you got them
Hmm.
trying to do Black Friday games,
Yep.
and now you're trying to do Christmas with the NFL. We know
Christmas
y'all
Day
are
game.
big. We know y'all, but y'all should be more concerned about putting out a good product than just trying to put out as many games in a short span of time to get as much viewerships. Because
Exactly.
I don't think they're gonna be great games about to be tomorrow because you're gonna be looking at two teams that's already, like you said, just played 3 days ago. They all hurt, probably banged up, coming off
Hmm.
injuries. Now they got to come back here and do this. One team's gonna be at a disadvantage because whoever's playing at home, the other
Yeah.
team got to travel.
Travel. Yep. Exactly.
So that means if the Texans in Baltimore, I don't know who's playing and where. I don't know if it's in Baltimore or in Houston.
Texas. Let me look at the schedule. Let me look at the Christmas Day schedule. Um, and you know this. I know they play, and I want to say Kansas City plays. Let me see. Christmas. Christmas Day. Christmas. NFL. Christmas NFL game. So it's the Chiefs and Steelers,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the Ravens versus the Ravens and Texans.
So
So
that means the Chiefs are going to Pittsburgh, and then the Ravens are
yes,
going to Houston.
Houston, correct.
So think about the advantages that one team is going to have over the other.
Yeah,
You Baltimore, you're Kansas City. Y'all just played Sunday. I mean
right.
Saturday.
Saturday. Yep.
Y'all have to then leave there, go strictly to wherever the airport, go to where your next destination is going to be at,
Yeah.
then try to rest up, get your game plan going right for the next day, like literally
Right.
for 2 days later. That's not
Right.
fair. Like the
Yeah.
NFL, y'all messing up. Y'all messing
Yeah.
up. I would have
I
been
think.
okay. I would have been okay if y'all just decided to we're gonna bypass Christmas and we'll play New Year's game or whatever.
Or
Okay,
even if you would
fine.
have just did, even if you would have just said,
Or just did the
if,
regular Sunday schedule.
just did the regular Sunday schedule, but maybe on Thursday night do 2 games.
That could have been done. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, smart because y'all, like you said, you're so concerned about player safety, but you ain't giving them no rest to recover.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That I
Stupid,
think
bro.
not only are they doing it, not only are they doing a disservice to the players, but I think it in return, if you continue this, you do a disservice to the fans because the product becomes altered. Like we saw, remember what we were talking about a couple years? The Thursday night games were bad. They were
Yes.
bad games to watch.
Yes.
And that's what's going to happen when you keep trying to do all these different games on these different days for the
Mm-hmm.
NFL. You're going to mess things up. Like
Yep.
leave it be. Like
Yeah. You
even
don't.
I know you alluded to the idea of 2 games on the Monday night might not be bad because if one of the games isn't good, you can switch and watch the other game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, and I get that, and that's a Monday night game, and I can deal with
Yes.
that. But when
Yes.
you have Sunday, then you have you had Saturday, Sunday, you had your Sunday night game, you had a
Mm-hmm.
terrible Monday night game. Tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have 2 games, then you're gonna have a
Mm-hmm.
Thursday night game.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's too
And then they're
much.
gonna have another Saturday
Yeah,
and
and
then
then
Sunday
Sunday.
again. And then what you're basically doing is now you're taking the Sunday. Like people like to come home, do whatever they got to do by 1 o'clock, by 12 o'clock.
Hmm.
People like to sit down and watch football all day.
That's it
That's
on
all we want
Sunday.
to watch is NFL all day. Well, no matter
On
how many
Sunday.
games come on, that's all we
Hmm.
want to do on Sunday. It's just
Yeah,
like Saturday. But
I want to
you
watch
just keep
college.
them. I want to watch college, man. I want to
Yeah,
watch them play on Saturday and then NFL
yeah,
on Sunday. You know, that's
yeah.
what I want to watch. I would be okay if they did, like how you said, like how I said before. I'm okay if they did 2 Monday night games. That's
Hmm.
fine.
Yeah,
Monday is still considered NFL time for most
yeah, yeah.
people. Because
Yeah, exactly.
you don't be watching you don't watch much of basketball. You ain't really watching college hoops.
Right.
So it's kind of like Monday night you watching the Monday night football. And
Correct.
then
Right.
okay, I can have 2 games on Monday night. I can
Yeah.
have 1 game on Thursday. You can have the rest of the games on Sunday. 2 games on Monday night. If y'all want to do that, that's fine. Hey,
Right.
viewerships will still be up, whatever.
Hmm.
But when you start oversaturating it, like people have to choose between okay, college and NFL, there is in America at least college is huge
Oh yeah.
stateside.
Yeah.
So you're impeding
Absolutely.
on that. That is
Yep.
crazy work. No matter
Right.
how much you want to sit there and no matter how big the NFL is, college is diehard fans. Like, bro, like
Yeah.
people might not really see that or too much or whatever, but
No,
no,
but college is
college
because
football is huge.
there's people that watch. there's more people out there that we know that they watch college and don't watch NFL or
Yes.
not. It's
Yes.
people, you got to think about people like alumni. They
Yep.
only watch their team. I know somebody only watches the college that only watches football to watch the college that she went to. Doesn't
Mm-hmm.
watch NFL, doesn't even watch any other college game, but watches her college
Yeah.
team of the school she
Yes.
went to. And
Yes.
think about how many people you have like that. It's
Yeah.
just it's a
It's way
huge
more.
scene.
It really is.
It's
It's
a
way more because
huge scene for
because
college.
for one, you got some places that don't even have NFL teams, so
Yeah,
they
that
already,
there's
done
colleges all over.
college like South Carolina. Shoot,
Mhm.
Clemson in South Carolina, and I stayed
Yeah.
out there.
Yo, yes, you know.
Them boy, that's what it is. It's
Yeah,
Clemson. It's South Carolina. That's what they do.
yeah, that's
They
it.
ain't talking about NFL. Yeah, you
Yeah,
got your Cowboy fans that be out there because they don't really know where they're gonna go. They
yeah,
ain't
yeah, yeah,
Carolina fans too much because Carolina wasn't back in the day,
yeah, yeah,
type
yeah.
ordeal. It's
Right,
Clemson, South Carolina, all those
right.
places up there. How big Georgia, and even though they got the Falcons, nobody's really nobody's really checking for the Falcons like that. I mean, they do in Atlanta. They do love the Falcons. You know what I'm saying? But their team out there is UGA.
Yeah,
They are Georgia fans
Bulldogs.
like
Yeah,
crazy out there.
yeah, yeah,
Ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing
yeah.
like it. Like Alabama, boy. Come on now.
Oh, Alabama Crimson
Alabama,
Tide.
Auburn, boy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Lee.
Roll
It's just
Tide
like,
or Auburn Tigers.
so you impeding on college football is already a no no. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's a
yeah,
no no. It's a no no. You should have just left
yeah.
Saturdays alone. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You shouldn't even be trying to break into that barrier. You already,
Yeah.
and now you're trying to break into the Christmas tradition of NBA basketball.
NBA basketball, and it's upsetting. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little frustrating.
Pisses me off. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, really.
I don't be shocked if you sit there. If you say anything about the NFL and I don't know the game's on. Don't be shocked. Don't be alarmed. You know what I'm saying? If I sit here and say, and
Yeah.
it's already on one team's already, I don't want to watch, which is Kansas City.
Which
I
is
don't
Kansas
really want
City,
to see
right?
Kansas City. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I would
And
like to
I'm gonna
watch the
probably
Pittsburgh
pass on.
Steelers win them.
I'm gonna probably pass. I might flip to it a couple times, but I'm already gonna be watching basketball.
Yeah, yeah, for real,
I'm gonna be
bro.
watching
I'm gonna
basketball.
tell you, Saturday, I only caught the Kansas City Chiefs Texans game at the end, literally like
Yeah.
the end of the third quarter, half of the third quarter. The end of the game. That's only because Penn State was blowing out SMU.
Right. So same thing. When the Tank Dell injury happened, is when I started watching that
That's when
game,
I caught it.
and the reason is because Penn State was winning so big. I'm scrolling through Twitter, and somebody was talking about, oh, that was a gruesome injury, and I'm like, oh, let me go see what they talking about, and then
Mm-hmm.
I started, you know what I mean? Then I
Yep.
started watching the game from there, right?
Yep. Yep.
Be honest with you, and had that game been a good game or a close game, I probably wouldn't have flipped to Kansas City,
Exactly.
Houston,
That's
because
how I
my
felt.
mind was already made up. This is the college football playoffs.
Yeah.
I was I was flipping. I was actually, because YouTube TV, you can have four games on at one, watch
Mm-hmm.
four games at one. So I was watching the Clemson UT game and the Pittsburgh Baltimore game at the same time. But
Makes sense.
I would turn the sound on one, turn the
Yeah.
sound on the other, go back and forth. And the
Yep. Makes sense.
only reason I was doing that is because um, I gotta have my arguments for the Lamar Jackson naysayers. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but I have to watch, right? Because
Yep.
I can't advocate for him and not see what he did.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it was one of them kind of deals. But
Yeah. And it's kind of like, but like going back to what we were just saying, like how you watch Saturday this football, like I literally was watching, and I'm a Texas fan, so
yeah,
any other game that was on didn't matter. I
I was
was
just
literally
loving.
just watching the Texas game. But I honestly didn't know Baltimore was playing. I might have
Right.
did a flip back or something like that when commercial came on or whatever, but I didn't know Baltimore was playing because I didn't care about the NFL. Is not in my mind.
Yeah, because it
When I
was
see
Saturday. It's
Yeah, what
Saturday.
and
Yeah.
this is what my mind goes to right now, and I'm gonna be honest with you. When I see the NFL start playing games on other, days that they're not supposed to be there, like two games here, one game on Thursday, then all these other games, my mind goes to this. Well, how many games am I gonna be able to watch on Sunday? Is
Yeah.
it gonna
That's another
are we
thing.
gonna have a are we I was literally the question, is there gonna be a Sunday night football game?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about the
That's
mid
fair.
card? How many games on
Yeah.
the mid card? Like,
Yeah.
because I like the
Definitely.
sit I just like to watch those. If it's just only a couple of games on, then that's kind of like you just ruined my Sunday with just a couple of games, and they might be bad. So,
Right.
and
Yep.
Sunday there was kind of a few games that were looking like blowouts. So I
Blowout.
mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's just bad. It's bad business practice to me, and that's that money greed stuff. And I get it. I get trying to get revenue, but y'all already get revenue doing just the basic things that you've been doing for years.
Doing already.
The only
Exactly.
thing that we have ever had, any fan has ever had an issue with, was some sorry Thursday night games y'all were putting out on
Yep.
primetime TV.
Yeah. That's
This
it.
year, I will definitely say this year they did a better job with them. They
Oh yeah.
had
The
better
games were
marquee
way better this year.
matchups. So
Yeah.
it's just like,
Agreed.
instead of you trying to impede on whatever, just work on putting better games together for
Yeah. Yeah.
primetime TV,
Better
and you will
product.
still get your viewerships.
Yeah.
Easy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, man. Uh, I'm with the fam. I'm gonna go
Yes,
in
sir.
here, hang out a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks to everybody that listened to the show. Much appreciated. As always, enjoyed talking to you. And tomorrow I'll be texting you because we got to talk about. We're gonna be texting about sports. I
Oh, yeah.
know
Most
we
definitely.
both gonna
Most
be
definitely.
watching. So I
Oh
know
yeah,
yeah.
most definitely.
I know you're gonna be with the fam and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, definitely, man. Again, I appreciate you, and
Oh.
we will link back up next Tuesday.
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. Merry Christmas, everybody. And next Tuesday we got to do it. Y'all must have forgot. We done missed it a
We
couple of
got to
times
do it.
already,
Y'all
so
must
we
have
got to do
forgot. We
one.
will be back with
We'll
the
be
y'all
back
must have
on
forgot.
that. We'll be back on that.
All
Promise
right.
y'all.
Yeah.
Promise y'all.
Definitely.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Happy
All right.
holidays to
Peace.
everybody.
Happy
Peace.
holidays. Stay safe.
Yes, sir.